BlackRock is getting the Bitcoin, China's buying up all the gold, and so much more, guys. We got a lot to talk about today. But first, let's take a look at the price of Bitcoin. Bitcoin right now has been on the come up. Right now, as you can see, we're almost at 70K. We've been on a little bull rally the past week. And yeah, things are just chilling in the zone still. And to our first show today, take a look at this. Bank of China raised its gold holdings by 30 tons in December. This follows November's addition of 32 tons and brings the nation's holdings to a total of over 2,000 tons of gold. China does not usually report. 2019 was the last time China provided data prior to November 2022. Now, to be fair, some of the data that comes out of China, isn't exactly correct because, the CCP can report on and, do whatever they want and manipulate the data to come out as whatever. But if this is true, which I do think to an extent, they definitely are stacking gold, but who knows if it's actually 30 tons, but, they're stacking a lot of gold. Regardless, let's think about what this actually means. So, first of all, it means they're betting on hard money. And it also means they're kind of turning away from the dollar. Obviously, they're not a fan of the dollar being king. China has been dumping U.S. Treasury reserves for a long time. And we know this, literally can also mean that are they losing confidence in their own currency? If they're buying a lot of gold, are they losing confidence in the yen? There's a lot of questions to be asked, but I do think them buying gold is pretty interesting, and it does mean something. And to our next story, take a look at this. U.S. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy says their first bill will repeal the funding for 87,000 new IRS agents. Thank God, because this is absolutely ridiculous. This thing of funding the 87,000 IRS agents is not about trying to get... It's literally about exploiting the middle class and poor people. The billionaires do not pay taxes. So I thought this whole thing was absolutely ridiculous, and I do hope that whole thing gets repealed because this is just complete exploitation. And then to our next story, take a look at this. The U.S. government launches investigation into crypto giant Digital Currency Group, the parent company of CoinDesk, Grayscale, and Genesis. And we know that Grayscale has been having a lot of problems. Genesis, suspended withdrawals back in November because of the whole FTX situation. And we saw recently the Winklevoss twins called out Barry Silbert, who is the head of DCG, on Twitter, calling out the situation with Genesis. So it's no surprise to see the U.S. government is now launching an investigation, and to be fair, they might find some stuff, because I definitely think there's a lot of degen activity going on over there. And take a look at this. From Wall Street Silver, Austin, Texas housing prices are crashing fast, down 21% in 6 months. Take a look at this. As you can see in the city of Austin, right here, May 2022 statistics, city of Austin. Almost 700 grand median sales price. And then take a look at this. November 2022, almost 500 grand. So obviously still a lot, but at the same time, the housing market is going to be coming down. It hasn't really crashed yet, but I think it definitely will at some point. I think this year is going to be a rough year. And then take a look at this. The story of the day. BlackRock activates Bitcoin as an asset in their $15 trillion fund. This is absolutely huge. I mean, if you guys don't know what BlackRock is, you guys must be living under a rock. But yeah, they hold $10 trillion of assets under management, and they probably have a lot more. They own, they're the majority share owner in so many companies, them and Vanguard. They are very dominant. These guys are one of the biggest players in the entire world. They control Amazon. They control a ton of companies, Pfizer, Moderna, a ton of companies. Yesterday, I actually made a video on Luke Belmar talking about BlackRock. So if you want to go watch yesterday's video, Luke Belmar does a great job talking about it. But yeah, take a look at this. BlackRock makes Bitcoin eligible investment to $15 billion fund. And then it says here, a company filing shows that the move enables BlackRock to allocate part of the fund's $15 billion to cash-settled Bitcoin futures traded on commodity exchanges registered with the CFTC. And then take a look at this. Where is it? Larry Fink, the CEO of BlackRock. Take a look at this. BlackRock made headlines last year when it added Bitcoin futures to derivatives products that 2 of its funds can invest in. The development came shortly after CEO of BlackRock, Larry Fink, provided a somewhat bullish take on the world's first cryptocurrency. This is pretty interesting. Fink said Bitcoin has caught the attention and could largely replace gold, but warned of its growing popularity that has a real impact on the US dollar. Yes, I do think Bitcoin definitely has an impact on the US dollar and gold. Do I think Bitcoin will completely replace gold? No. Could it take some of its market share? Yes. Is it going to completely replace the dollar? No. Could it kind of screw with the dollar? Yeah, it's possible. But then he also said this. He also said Larry Fink called Bitcoin nothing more than a vehicle for speculation and money laundering. What do you think about that? So first he says it could do damage to the dollar and then it could take over gold. But then he says it's nothing more than a speculative investment. It sounds to me like he's just trying to load up his bags and he's not trying to get the mass population to wake up to what Bitcoin really is, because I mean, that is a very bullish statement, saying it could largely replace gold, and then he's saying it's nothing more than a speculative investment. Yeah, he's definitely loading his bags. And I guarantee you BlackRock has a bag of Bitcoin. Guys, all these guys are buying Bitcoin. All these dudes who are trashing Bitcoin, they're all buying it. It's just facts. And yeah, guys, that's all we got for today. Make sure to go follow me on my socials. Subscribe to the channel. We're dropping videos every single day. Like the video. Let me know what you think in the comments about BlackRock getting the Bitcoin. And make sure to go follow me on Twitter. And thank you for watching.